The secrets of the Sahara Desert, a deadly mystery revealed. What if I told you that the Sahara, a place we think of as nothing but scorching heat and endless sand, is hiding a deadly secret? For centuries, it has buried a truth that could rewrite a huge chapter of ancient history. And no, I'm not just talking about a few lost ruins, but a forgotten empire, a superpower that thrived in one of the most impossible places on Earth. A civilization that achieved the unthinkable, only to be wiped out by a catastrophe they created. Today, we're digging into a mystery that's been hidden for millennia, uncovering the story of a lost kingdom, how it mastered the desert, and the fatal mistake that led to its disappearance. It's hard to picture, but the Sahara wasn't always a desert. For thousands of years, during what scientists call the African humid period, it was a lush, green savanna. It was filled with lakes and rivers that supported all kinds of life. This era, lasting from about 14,500 to 5,000 years ago, was a paradise, teeming with wildlife and dotted with human settlements. But then, the climate shifted. The rains stopped, the lakes vanished, and the sand began to swallow everything. Most people left, but one group, one civilization, did the impossible. They stayed. They decided they were going to challenge the desert and bend it to their will. And in doing that, they sealed their own fate. This is the story of the Garamantes and the deadly secret that lies buried with them. In the heart of what is now the Libyan desert, a civilization rose against all odds. While empires like Egypt and Rome built themselves along massive rivers, the Garamantes built the first urban society in a hyper-arid desert without a single permanent river to support them. From around 400 BCE to 400 CE, they didn't just survive. They built a kingdom that commanded a huge territory. Their capital, Garama, was a bustling city of perhaps 4,000 people, with another 6,000 living in villages nearby. For decades, historians, going off Roman accounts, dismissed them as little more than troublesome desert nomads. But modern archaeology, using satellite imagery and ground-penetrating radar, has shown us the truth. The Garamantes were a regional superpower, controlling the vital trans-Saharan trade routes that moved gold, ivory, and salt between the Roman Empire and sub-Saharan Africa. But this only makes the mystery deeper. How could a civilization this large flourish in one of the driest places on the planet? Where on earth did they get their water? The answer is an incredible feat of engineering that still impresses experts today. It was the key to their survival, but it was also a ticking time bomb. The secret of the Garamantes was hidden deep beneath the sand. They knew that even though the surface was bone dry, an ancient ocean of fossil water, a leftover from the Green Sahara, was trapped in a massive aquifer far below. But this water was hundreds of feet down, way too deep for regular wells. So the Garamantes pioneered a revolutionary technology, a system of hydraulic engineering known as fagara, or kanats, which they may have learned from Persian societies or developed themselves. This was so much more than just digging wells. It was a massive underground plumbing system. They dug gently sloping tunnels for miles, deep into hillsides until they hit the water table. This allowed the ancient groundwater to flow downhill, using nothing but gravity into a network of canals that fed their fields and supplied their cities. To build and maintain these tunnels, they dug thousands of vertical shafts, which, from the air, looked like a giant game of connect the dots, mapping out the hidden rivers below. The sheer scale of this is mind-boggling. Archaeologists have traced over 750 kilometers, nearly 470 miles, of these underground channels. Some individual tunnels stretched for almost 5 kilometers or over 3 miles. It was this system that made the desert bloom, allowing them to grow dates, figs, grapes, and grains right in the middle of nowhere. They had tapped into a hidden world, building an empire on water no one else could reach. They were masters of their environment, but their mastery was built on one fatal assumption. They thought the water would last forever. They were wrong, and here's the deadly truth at the heart of the Garamantian Empire. The water they so brilliantly engineered was not a renewable resource. It was fossil water, sealed underground for thousands of years. In a climate with almost no rain, that massive aquifer couldn't be replenished. Every gallon they used was a gallon gone for good. Their incredible invention, the very thing that gave them power, was slowly draining their only lifeline. Sometime around 400 CE, after centuries of success, the system began to fail. The water level in the aquifer dropped below the Fagara tunnels, and the canals simply ran dry. As their oases vanished, so did their control over the trade routes. While their collapse was complex, likely involving shifting trade dynamics and political instability, this self-inflicted environmental disaster was the final blow. The Garamantian civilization wasn't conquered by an invading army. It was conquered by thirst, brought on by its own success. The desert they had tamed finally consumed them, and their once mighty empire faded into legend, buried by the same sands they had once made bloom. But the Garamantes are far from the only secret the Sahara is hiding. As the desert shifts, it keeps revealing clues of even older and more mysterious peoples. On the Tassili Najjer Plateau in Algeria, more than 15,000 prehistoric rock paintings and engravings give us a stunning look into the Green Sahara, showing a world filled with elephants, giraffes, and ancient hunters. Far to the east in the Nubian desert lie the megaliths of Nabta Playa. Here, as early as 7,000 years ago, a sophisticated society built a stone circle that aligns with the summer solstice and other stars, creating one of the world's oldest known astronomical devices, predating Stonehenge by millennia, and recent genetic studies have made the story even stranger. DNA from 7,000-year-old mummified remains at the Takakori rock shelter in Libya has uncovered a lost human lineage. These people belong to a branch of the human family that had remained largely isolated for thousands of years. While that lineage no longer exists in a pure form, it's still a major component of modern North African DNA, a ghost hiding in their genes. These scattered discoveries prove the Sahara was a cradle of innovation for thousands of years. Each new find is a puzzle piece, hinting at a lost chapter of human history far more complex than we ever imagined. Beyond human history, the Sahara also holds the scar of a cosmic event of unimaginable power. Scattered across the Great Sand Sea, near the Egypt-Libya border, you can find shimmering yellow-green fragments of the purest natural silica glass on Earth. Known as Libyan desert glass, this stuff was prized by the ancients. A piece was even carved into a scarab and placed at the center of King Tutankhamun's necklace. For nearly a century, how it formed was a huge debate: a volcano, a lightning strike, or something much more violent. The two big theories were a massive meteor exploding in the air, an airburst, or a direct impact. The lack of a crater was a real puzzle. But recent research has finally provided the smoking gun. By analyzing zircon grains trapped inside the glass, scientists found traces of rhyodite, a rare mineral that forms only under the extreme pressure of a direct meteorite impact. The conclusion is inescapable. Around 29 million years ago, a meteorite slammed into the Earth right here, hitting with so much force that it generated temperatures hotter than the sun's surface and instantly turned sand into glass. While the crater itself is still lost, erased by millions of years of shifting sand, the glass it left behind is the enduring proof of this cataclysmic event. From a green, vibrant paradise to the world's largest hot desert, the Sahara is a landscape defined by transformation, and beneath its sands lie the stories of our planet's violent past and humanity's incredible journey. We've found the lost empire of the Garamantes, who built a world on borrowed water, a powerful civilization whose greatest achievement was also its fatal flaw. We've found the echoes of even older peoples who charted the stars and left their genetic mark on us today. And we've found the glassy scars of a cosmic collision that shook the world. All of this proves that this vast, unforgiving wasteland isn't empty. It's a library, and its secrets are written in stone, in sand, and in our very DNA. The full story of the Sahara is still out there, waiting to be read, a powerful reminder that the past is never really gone. The desert doesn't forget, it just waits. What do you think is the most fascinating secret the Sahara is hiding? A lost civilization, a cosmic impact, or the ghost lineages in our DNA? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to keep exploring the greatest mysteries of our world, be sure to like this video, share it, and subscribe for more.